Yes, good morning, children. Actually, last time we have completed till the assertive nationalist. What was their method and what was the main objective of these people who were ruling this group, who wanted to make free India from British rule. See, now the next topic in lesson number 4 after the assertive nationalist, it is causes for the rise of assertive nationalism. Yes, what were the reasons why assertive nationalists or why Congress got divided into two groups, one of nationalist and one of assertive nationalist? See, when we speak about various reasons, the first reason is recognition of the true nature of the British rule. Recognition means पहचानना. These assertive leaders or the people, those who belong to assertive leaders group, these people they now realized that Britishers they are not here in India to do something good to Indians. They are not ruling the country just for benefit of Indians, but they were ruling the country. They were taking everything what was good for Britishers. They were trying to plunder away everything, whatever could be taken by Britishers from India. That's why we can say now they realize, now they recognize, now they felt that whatever Britishers were doing that was not for benefiting, for giving benefit to Indians, but it was to benefit the British Empire. Then the second reason is the failure of the early nationalists. Yes, that is very true. Failure of early nationalists. Why? Actually, early nationalists they believed on three P's: prayers, petitions, processions. And all these three methods, they were of no use according to assertive nationalists. Extremists or assertive nationalists, they always thought if we are going to make prayers, petitions in front of Britishers, they are not going to give us anything. Means everything belongs to us. Then why we have to pray to them? Why we have to make requests to them? That's why we can say failure of these methods which were used by early nationalists, they also were a big trauma. They also created a big platform for early nationalists to move on and to carry on. That whatever they were doing, whatever assertive nationalists were doing, that was right because Britishers were not going to get any kind of fluctuation, any kind of changes in their mentality towards Indians. Then, third reason, worsening economic condition. Yes, the economic condition of India was deteriorating, it was decreasing day by day. People they were wanted to have something. People they were looking towards the British government so that government could do something better for them. But government was least interested in doing those programs and policies, in adopting those things because of which people of India they could get some benefits. People of India could improve their standard of living, or people of India they could get something so that they can help out with the basic needs, with the basic necessities. Reason number 4, growing consciousness among Indians. Consciousness means जानना, पहचानना, स्वीकार करना, to accept what was happening to them, and what was happening to them that was not right, it was not correct. Yes, growing consciousness among Indians, that is very true. Now, people of India, as they were motivated by early nationalists, as they were under the guidance of uh, assertive nationalists or extremist group, we can say now people they realized due to presence of different leaders, due to presence of their new ideologies. Ideologies means the basic principles of leaders. Now people of India they realize that whatever Britishers are doing, that is to create problem for us, that is not to benefit us. One thing. Second thing, they realize we should be part of those efforts. We have to be part of those efforts which our leaders are taking against Britishers to make India free. Third thing, they also realized that at the cost of our self-respect and self-confidence, we cannot move on. Means unless and until we ourselves will try to have self-respect for ourselves, obviously Britishers will not give us anything. They are not going to grant us anything. So this was also one of the reason why we can say why there was a clash between early nationalists and assertive nationalists of the country. Then fifth reason was need for mass action. Mass means public. Public means puri population. Action means to do something. Yes, need for mass action. Why it was needed? It was needed because Britishers were thinking only few leaders come up. Only few leaders try to create problems for us. Otherwise, rest of the people, they are sitting, they are doing whatever they want to do. So this was one of the need of those times, that people of India, the common public, should realize, until and unless we will be part of the movement, until and unless we are going to be part of the revolutionary movement against Britishers, we can never get independence, we can never be free from British rule. Now, sixth point is influence of international events. Yes, you might be knowing this thing very well. When we were fighting for our independence, that time only World War First was going on, and during World War First, obviously many other wars were also going on with Britain, and so we can say few war which were going on around the world. For example, Japan was defeated by Russia. Sorry, Japan defeated Russia. Italian forces defeated Abyssinians. Then South Africa also became free from British rule. Like that, some movement was also going on in Ireland. And not only this, whatever these movements were going on, wherever these movements were going on, the basic thing was that British people, they were getting defeated. The Europeans were getting defeated. So that particular belief, according to which people thought that Europeans can never be defeated, or the belief that Europeans had in their mind that we can never be defeated, or we are the person, we are the people belonging to royal families, that now got changed. Now Europeans also realized that around the world countries are coming against us, and we are going to be defeated by the people. People are defeating us again and again. Whatever we are doing, we are not getting something good. The results were very dangerous for Europeans. Then seventh point, growth of education and unemployment. See, due to development, due to establishment of many schools and colleges which were run by Indian people, due to establishment of English medium schools by Britishers, education was to some extent getting spread in India. People were becoming educated. But those people who were becoming educated, they were not getting good jobs. They were unemployed. And due to this reason, we can say number of educated people, it was more. And in the same proportion, the number of unemployed people was also more. And when number of unemployed people was more, people were not happy, as they were not able to get something, as they were not getting engaged in any work, and they were not able to provide basic necessities to their families. Then eighth, ill treatment of Indians abroad. Yes, here I would narrate the incident of Mahatma Gandhi ji. When Mahatma Gandhi ji was going in the train railway compartment, he was being ill treated by Britishers by saying this, that he was belonging to a black race. The same thing comes here. Many people, they were facing the problem of racial discrimination, and this problem of racial discrimination was creating a lot of inferiority complex among Indians against the Britishers. Ninth point, existence of the nationalist school of thought. What is nationalist school of thought? Actually, thought means vichardhara. Nationalist means Rashtravad. When we speak about nationalist school of thought, it means now slowly people were realizing this fact that country is the most important thing. Country is the basic thing for which we have to live, for which we have to die. Means our personal belongings, our personal things are more inferior to the nation. And nationalist school of thought, they were developing this thought among the common people. Means now people, they realize we can be hungry, we can starve, we can face any kind of problem, but our country should be safe, our country should be free from British clutches. And this particular thought which developed among the people, it gave development, it gave rise to that tide, rise to that thought, because of which patriotism, because of which nationalism got spread from one corner to another. Then the 10th point is repressive policies of Lord Curzon. Already you know many repressive policies were used by Lord Curzon. We have already done this under the chapter where we have read about partition of Bengal. And all these policies which was used by Lord Curzon, they were really very repressive, because by Using these policies, he had tried to crush the power of Indians. He had tried to demolish Indians. And whatever policy he used, these policies were completely negative towards Indians. You can see he took several repressive measures. What were these measures? For example, Act of 1898, which made it an offense to provoke people against the Britishers. Provoke means लोगों को जागरूक करना, लोगों को बताना कि what is right and what is wrong. Then second one, the Calcutta Corporation Act. Under Calcutta Corporation Act, what was there? Actually, the strength of elected members from India was reduced. The number of people from elected Indian councils, it was reduced. Then Official Secrets Act. Official Secrets Act means no Indian was allowed to be on the higher post, and thus no secrecy related to official departments, related to official documents can be revealed to Indians or in front of them. Then the Indian Universities Act. Under Indian Universities Act, what Lord Curzon had done, he had made strict official control over the Indian universities. Means whatever chapters will be included, whatever portion will be taught to the children, what will be the syllabus, how appointments will be done, everything was seen by the British government. That's why we can say Lord Curzon as a whole took all those measures. He took all those steps because of which he could create the feeling of repressive politics, or he could repress the Indian people. The next and the last point is partition of Bengal. You all know about partition of Bengal. We have studied it in detail in the chapter. Partition of Bengal led to division between Hindus and Muslims. Basically, it was done earlier on this basis only, and afterwards it got divided according to language. But still, Bengal got divided, and Bengal itself was a hub, was a place where most of the nationalist leaders of India they belonged to, or where we can see educated Indians were there who were knowing how to fight against the Britishers. And by doing partition of Bengal, Lord Curzon, he really proved to be a mastermind. He really proved that he had done something good for Britishers, but something very dangerous for Indians.